to Question Quote Media. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. I'm just reporting on the well documented case of PC Andrew Harper. Now, this case was first brought to my attention on August the 15th of last year. I'm sure many of you have also seen or heard in the news about this case. Now, even though the sentencing has taken place, there's quite a few things that's still going on. In this case, I think will be ongoing for a long time to go. Now, like I said, on August 15th last year, which was 2019, the Thames Valley police officer was dragged to his death while in the process of apprehending a teen gang during a botched robbery near Reading, Berkshire. Now, the case of PC Andrew Harper, he was married less than a month, 4 weeks actually, when he got married, and he was killed. Which is really sad. His wife at least didn't get to spend enough time as a married woman with her husband and enjoy all the perks of marriage as she wanted to. Now, PC Harper's widow says she struggled to believe her Hero Cup husband was dead after being unable to see him before he was laid to rest. Now, the cop, PC Harper, was tragically killed 4 weeks after their wedding by three teens in a speeding getaway car who dragged him for more than a mile, leaving him unrecognizable. You can see in the clips what did happen on that night. But some people are saying, it was a mistake. They did see that the police officers come in and got into the car, started driving, and things got out of hand, and they didn't intentionally kill PC Harper. However, the article goes on to say that his body was so disfigured that one witness thought it was a deer after the PC was snared in a tow trap behind the car. The grieving widow, now 29, spoke to an interviewer saying that she struggled to believe Andrew was dead and sat beside his closed coffin during the funeral. She recalls how she spoke to him, telling him that she loved him and that one day they would be together again. She said, "Not seeing Andrew's body after he died has made it even harder for me to believe that he's gone. But I sat beside his closed coffin in the chapel of rest and told him that I loved him, that everything would be okay, and that one day we'd be together again." She opened up further about her anguish in losing her husband and childhood sweetheart, a man she remembered as funny, goofy, kind-natured, and nurturing. She said, "In killing Andrew, a good, hard-working, honest, loving man, they have taken a life that was so precious and subjected to me to a life sentence without him. Andrew and I grew up together, so losing him, I felt I've lost a whole part of myself. It's crippling. We had a honeymoon booked in the Maldives in September, which I had to cancel, and we're planning on trying for a baby when we got back. Andrew would have been a great dad, and having a family with him is one of the many things these killers have taken from me." Now, it is heartbreaking, a month into be married, having to cancel your honeymoon, someone that you grew up with, all of this being taken from her. In other reports, she's also signed off to see Priti Patel, the UK's Secretary of Defence. Home Secretary, Priti Patel, just to change the law. She's been, campaigning for various things in regards to his death and back and forth, in regards to the sentencing of the three young lads, which I'll go on to read about. Now, she had been woken up by a knock at the door to find two police officers who informed her Andrew had died and that 10 people had been taken into custody. She was described as sobbing into a towel when told the terrible news, and while in shock saying, "Are you sure? We've only just got married." Now, waking up, getting a knock in the middle of the night, saying your husband of a month has just passed away, been murdered, I don't think anyone could put their shoes into They can put their feet into her shoes to say, yeah, this happened to me, or understands how she felt. She said, I realized that didn't make sense, but somehow in my head it made what he was telling me impossible to believe. The pair met and started their lives together as childhood sweethearts, and Lise describes her hero husband as having all the best qualities to become a police officer, joining the force aged 19. And I believe he died at 28. So he died, doing something he really loved, PC Harper. Now, on that night in Reading, said that the three teenagers were convicted of manslaughter over his death after the jury had deliberated for almost 2 days. Now, this is what she's, at least the widow of PC Andrew Harper is campaigning about, that the sentencing is too soft. Even there's about, from what I read previously, 500,000 signatures, signed to say we need to change the law, we need to, change the verdict on these three killers. They need more time. It makes a mockery of a police officer being killed in action. Now, the three teenagers, Jesse Cole and Albert Bowers, both 18, received 13 years term, but could be out in 8 years. That's with good behaviour and so on and so forth. Henry Long, 19, was caged for 16 years for driving the car while dragging the newly cop to his death. The court heard a car driven by Long at breakneck speed swung PC Harper. Oh, yeah. I'm going to stop there because even just imagining it, he just got swung, left, right, and centre while the car's speeding off. The composed widow has vowed to fight for justice for her husband and push for harsher sentences for the reckless teens who killed him. Now, there was a lot of emotion outside of court, even in court. At first, it was 320,000 people that signed the petition. From what I've read so far, like I said, it was over 500,000 people now that have signed that petition and still counting. Now, it could have said Albert Bowers and Jesse Cole were pictured smirking, laughing as they arrived at the court after being arrested. So, for them, it's, if you're laughing after someone's passed away, it's not really important to you. They didn't really care. And also, Albert Bowers was just joking about in court in handcuffs, and you can probably see the picture as well. The only person that I would say that wasn't laughing or joking was Henry Long. He's the one that was driving the car. And now, all of this over a £10,000 quad bike they wanted to steal. And it just goes to show you, life is fragile. Even as a police officer, you could be doing. It was reported that PC Harper was 4 hours over his shift, so you could just see the dedication just to keep the UK citizens safe. He got out of the car just to help, and I hope his legacy, stays that this was a true good man, good husband, good person overall. Just wanted to do the best, wanted to do his job to the fullest, and hopefully his wife does get the justice that she deserves. And hopefully they do. There is a retrial and just tougher sentences for these lads, so they can learn from it. Even in one article, it was reported that one of the lads wanted to write a book about it. However, it was stated they can't read or write. Please just pay your respects to PC Harper's family, and even though these things still go on, the case is still going on, because his wife is campaigning for different things. Please go on and back her. Peace.